Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So, as you remember in our weekly report, we said that we need to keep an eye on two things. First is intraday performance. So, in the shape of the market, if we will get kind of the continuation pattern in the shape of the triangle, flag consolidation, pennant, or something like this, it tells us that market could keep going higher right from this point without any deeper retracement. This scenario probably will be even more reliable if on a daily chart we also will get bullish grabber. In this case, that will be more or less significant context to consider taking the long position. Second shape that we intend to keep an eye on is a possible bearish reversal shape, so whether it will be kind of a hand and shoulders or something. Based on the shape of the market on the hourly chart, we could make the suggestion on the next direction. So let's see where we stand now. First of all, on the daily chart, potential market could form the bullish grabber. This candle is not closed yet, but here it shows that it has touched the MACD line. So potentially it might be grabber. But here we have the problem. If you take a look at the futures chart of the euro currency, you can see that market barely hasn't tested the MACD. Just for a few pips here, it's minor gap between the MACD line and the price. And if price will remain somewhere around, based on the futures chart, we will not get any grabber. So situation with this grabber seems a bit tricky. So we can't use it as a 100% reliable pattern in this case. Because this grabber, for example, exists as on a futures chart as on a Forex market, on all the country market. So this is a different question. Now, let's go to the downside on the 4-time frame chart. By looking at this shape, could you tell, for example, that this is clearly continuation pattern? Whether it's take the shape of the flag or triangle or something. With this performance, well, personally, I would say that if even we could recognize this shape, it is definitely stands not really perfect. So, for example, if you even take these lows into consideration and just take the second part, well, probably we could call it as a performance, but this early reversal side of the flag brings problems. This is not normal action for the bullish pattern. And the same we could say about the triangle if you try to draw here the triangle. So in current circumstances, I wouldn't say that we have clear bullish continuation pattern. Speaking about the hand and shoulders, reverse hand and shoulders, direct hand and shoulders, could you say that we have clear hand and shoulders pattern here? Well, in some case, probably we could say that some shape here reminds the hand and shoulders. So the situation looks slightly bearish, right? So maybe it's not perfect pattern, but even this shape that we have stops us to be blindly bullish in the current circumstances. Another moment that personally I do not like stands on the cross-market analysis. So, for example, if you take a look at the Great British Pound, you could see what has happened around the top. This is daily chart. All grabbers that we have mentioned 1-2 weeks ago here has worked nice. So market taking out with this top. But you can see what has happened next. Just minor spike, grabbing on the stops around this area, wash and rinse, and collapse. Now market's going down. So on the hourly chart, it looks even more impressive in cable. This indirectly, but still a bearish moment for the euro currency. And in the current circumstances, overall attractance of taking the long position is not obvious. So personally, in the current circumstances, I would wait a bit and see what will happen. Besides, on the 4-time frame chart, you could see that we have the divergence that we previously mentioned, and it's not completed yet. On the hourly chart, there are a few scenarios that we could get, depending on the strength of the market. So currently, market stands precisely at an area that we have specified. we said around 1380, this will be the first point we will be watching for taking long position. So we'll consider this ability. Now you can see the market already tested it second time, or even if we take this one, so it's the third time. Every time it was really nice pullbacks. That's the reasons why we use confluence areas for position taking. Now, depending on the performance, so if, for example, we will get the grabber on the daily, let's even on the just Forex market, retail brokers chart, and here we will get the kind of the double bottom, that's maybe together with the grabber, it might be at least the background that we could try to follow. For now, when the grabber is not in place, when we do not have yet clearly double bottom, I wouldn't say that I would like to buy here immediately. With the downside scenarios, there are a few of them. First of all, market could just complete the XOP target around 1350, just finalize this target with this butterfly, it's 127 extension, and then try to start moving higher. Or it will try to drop more to the 1618 and completion of this downside ABCD around 1318 area. So these are two downside scenarios. So you can see that the overall situation stands mostly keeping lots of uncertainty, and here my choice is better to not try and take position immediately. Although you could try to use any patterns depending on your view. So for instance, if you're sure that the market will drop, here you have the butterfly, so you could try to trade it to the downside with extensions. If you're sure that market will turn up right from here, you could try and place stops below the confluence, below the lows around 1360, and try and take the long position. But I explained why, for me, these scenarios, for now at least, have weak context, not enough context for position taking. I prefer to see, to get more signs that could point in the next direction.